All right. Today, welcome Friday the 19th. Our code of conduct topic is strive to maintain a positive and professional image of ECI to our employees, our clients, vendors, subcontractors, and the public. So, you know, try to look decent, talk well of ECI, make the company look good. Anyone else have anything to add there?
Think you get um everybody feels a lot better when you're being positive, and that's the mode to be in when you're going to solve things. So that's what we do.
Look professional too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Today I'm going to talk about synthetic slings. Like the chains, they all should have a manufacturer's tag on them, and it's usually just sewn right into the sling. They have the load rating for all the types of hitches you can use them for. The manufacturer's code or stock number. The name trademark of the manufacturer. If repaired, it has the name and the entity or person that performed the repair. The number of legs are also on it, and the type of material that is being used.
And I like the American flag on there too. Makes you feel better about the product.
Yeah. This is a simple chart. There are lots of different ones of these. You can find them mostly in the rigging handbooks. OSHA has them on the website. So if you need any of these, just come to me and Matt. We can easily get these for you. And they show basically what weight they will hold at the type of hitch you're using and the angles at which the slings are being used at. Some inspection criteria. Check for the manufacturer's tag. They should always have that on there. Look for any loose or missing stitching, anything obviously where it got damaged and things like that. Signs of burning or excessive heat, any melting in it, things like that. Any chemical residues that have gotten on it or accumulated over time. Look for holes, tears, cuts. Again, synthetic slings are pretty obvious when they have it, damage to them. So, excessive wear, knotting really brings down the load capacity. Proper storage. Hang them up or roll them neatly and store them on a shelf. Try to store them out of direct sunlight because UV will degrade material after some time. Store where they're not gonna come in contact with high heat or chemicals that you may have. I used to rock climb a lot, and they said if you notice any oil or anything like that on your slings, you probably shouldn't be using them. So, yeah, these are similar material and things like that. So, just watch out for that. And then again, safe rigging practices. A lot, very similar to chain safety. Do not shorten or lengthen by knotting. Avoid resting on the resting load on the sling. Do not pull the sling from under a load. Avoid dragging it over the ground or abrasive surfaces, shock loading. Check it's not constricted, bunched, or pinched, because if it loosens up, that again can cause shock loading or loose enough to drop the load. Ensure a load is centered on the sling, and make sure the load isn't hot or has chemicals that may compromise the sling. Again, these are a lot less resilient than a chain, so some of these things can really damage a sling. And that's all I have. I had another slide here. Again, just safe rigging practices. Just, don't ride down low. Don't stand in in line of fire. If that sling breaks, it's gonna hit you and really hurt you. Things like that. So that's all I have today. And Ken.
Yeah, I see that Ben McKinney had a little comment note come through. You don't need to grease them either, he says.
No, yeah.
And not appropriate for use with vibratory hammer, especially with intense driving. We know that too. We've seen them get too hot.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. I'll take over.
Yeah, these things are nylon, right? Most of them.
Yeah, so any if friction, anything, if they get pulled really quickly through things, that can damage them. So
yeah, they're like a synthetic polymer, and the oils and stuff can get in and change the molecules in the hydrocarbon chain. But also the melting point of these things is like 300 to 500 degrees. It's a lot lower than what you think.
Oh, for sure.
Lower than chain and cable.
We had some issues over at IBM one time where they were getting next to the exhaust on one of the things we were slinging.
Mm-hmm.
And we actually, it's amazing how the properties can change. They can snap if they get hardened to the certain point.
Oh yeah,
we found that.
Okay, do you see my screen?
We see it.
All right. So for announcements, I've continued the red announcement here that and today's the day that we have changed our credit card provider to a Divvy Visa card, and everyone must change over. And today, Friday the 19th, is the final day that the old MasterCards will be effective. So check with the administrative office from anywhere from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. today for your new card. If you don't get one today, you'll be out of luck. So make sure you get over there. Give them a ring if you can't be there today, just to coordinate something. And then one of the other announcements is that Morgan Stanley, our 401k investment advisors, will be on site. That's on the 25th. Not sure what day that is. Let's see. Today's the 19th, so it's next week. And if you want to schedule a meeting, call Ursula. And meetings are open to both new participants in the 401k plan and those already enrolled. So what we've done
next Thursday, Ken, right? Yeah.
That's Thursday. Good. Okay.
Yep.
What's happening with the 401k is that we have changed the enrollment a little bit so that people can enter in and be enrolled when they initially get enrolled in the program on a monthly basis versus every, what was it, 6 months, Ben, or was it a year even?
Yeah, it was every 6 months. Yeah, it was goofy.
That was a goofy way. Even though if you miss it by just a day, you'd have to wait till the next 6 months. So
yeah,
we've got it so that it's a lot easier to bring people in and faster. So with that, we have more of these events, because when you become a participant in the plan, that's when you get this meeting with Morgan Stanley, hopefully, to understand what your options are for investing.
Yeah.
And then also we're keeping on here this request that you get the Vermont Declaration of Health form to Scott Dean in the accounting department. All employees, I did mine, need to submit the form, and there's a link there, or you can just stop in at the front office. The wellness plan, I'm sure there's probably a few more people who are showing up needing the yearly physical. So check it out, get in there, make your appointment, because your acute and chronic care benefits from the program require both a yearly physical and your commitment to your wellness. Weather's looking good for the weekend. Looks a little showery on Monday night, but that's a couple days off, so who knows, things change. And for the project this week, Matt Saganowicz is going to talk about the VTrans Montpelier SPT 6430 at Pioneer Street in Montpelier. Matt, you all ready?
Yeah, I'm ready to go. Good morning, everybody.
You want to take over or you want me to scroll?
You can scroll. I
Okay.
think that's fine.
Yep.
This is ECI was contracted with VTrans for the Washington County Railroad crossing improvements on Pioneer Street. The scope of work included reconstruction of the grade crossing, new signs, pavement markings, full depth replacement of ballast and ties, installation of new under drain, and then new rubber rail seal for the crossing itself. If you want to scroll down a little bit.
Yeah. There we go.
Challenges include a significant detour through the town, which is a very congested site with side roads and adjacent businesses, integrated curb concrete sidewalk with complex surface geometry. Yeah, it's a very tight urban, site. Generally speaking, there's pavement all around. So it made it very challenging. A lot of traffic through there, and there was a car wash that
Right.
had tons of cars going in and out, and we had to maintain all that access.
And plus they didn't want dusty surfaces for people exiting their car wash.
Yes. So, the project, even though it was kind of condensed into a smaller area, it was, a lot more challenging than most of the crossings we do.
So Matt, why didn't they signalize this? I guess it must be because of the traffic that goes, the volume of traffic that crosses the crossing.
Yeah, I was surprised they didn't signalize it either. We did a similar project this year on Berlin Street where they did signalize it, but they didn't do any gates. And I think a lot of it has to do with the close proximity to US 2 and maybe backing up traffic into there. But I don't really know the full reason. I know that's why they didn't put gates on the Berlin Street one. It's because they didn't want cars to back into 302.
They'd rather hit the train or what?
I'm not sure. And most crossings.
Matt, can I chime in?
Yeah.
Hey, so another reason for this was when he did the detour of the Wacker from Bar Hill all the way around back to our Route 2 job site. This section of track is really spur only. So this used to be the main, but this is no longer main track. So that is another reason.
Got it.
Yeah, it's a track that really goes nowhere.
No.
But the residents around there were really great, really thankful and cooperative with the improvement itself. They were very happy it was being done.
Well, we have a picture further down on what the original conditions were like.
Yeah, this is a cross section of the full depth construction. You can see the under drain below, and then the full depth construction with the ties, rail seal. Pretty typical rail crossing cross section. This was interesting that they used for the asphalt approach material, which Nikon installs. It's just that rubber membrane to do it to a 4-inch depth. Usually, traditionally we see like a 2-inch to 2.5. This was a 4, but it seemed to work out fine so far. We'll see what happens there. Yeah, so like Ken said, he had some pictures of the original conditions, and you can see here that it's a pretty, patched up. This crossing hasn't had much work for a while. You can see the ties and the rail are all in the mud and the silt and the dirt. There's a sidewalk behind this car that ends up there. It's not connected all the way through. Just really needed an upgrade in this area.
Yeah, it seems to me that that big wet spot is just an indication that poor drainage caused a lot of the problems they had too.
Yeah, to the left of the screen. And that's the flag shop. If you guys are on Route 2, and you ever drive by the flag shop, that's where Pioneer Street is.
Yeah, the Stove and Flag Shop, right?
Yep. And it's funny, if you guys zoom in, this is a Google image. That's actually an ECI truck going the other way.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
Yeah, when I first looked at the project, I pulled up this image and I said, "Oh my God!" And I zoomed in. It was an ECI truck.
They weren't waving like this guy.
No.
It's kind of slow scrolling, but if I drag it, it's going to jump around. Okay.
So yes, this is looking north, I believe, kind of near the car wash side. This is during some of the full depth work, and you can see the concrete truck in the background. They were working on the sidewalk portions. We had to do that half at a time in the driveway of the car wash. So that, kind of slowed things down, but we kept the public happy, which is important. This is kind of that same direction, but a different angle. We had to, if you look to the left with the barrels and the flooded rail, that was a pedestrian access crossing we had to put in to maintain pedestrian access through the site. As we talked about before, there was no sidewalk through that section, so we just had to at least provide that same access through there. So we came up with this and it worked out fine. And I don't think we had very many pedestrians go through it, but
Yeah.
this is the guys, pre-building the panel of the track to set in the crossing. I believe that's Ron over to the right, and Mike Hutchins, I believe, standing on the ties there in the middle. This way they could just drop the full section tracks right in the crossing once they get it up to track depth. And it just kind of expedites the process a little bit. You could see here like the silt and the ties and not very good conditions at all. This is a picture, it looks like Joe Severy and maybe Ryan Mallow. I'm not sure, sorry if it's not. It looks like they're grading for the sidewalk, which is a nice picture coming up. Of the sidewalk.
That flag shop behind it.
Yep, flag shop behind it. Flag and stove shop. This is Zebby and Mike, and it looks like Brian. I think they're getting ready to weld a rail section here. Or Zebby's telling a deer hunting story, I can't tell.
Yeah.
Another challenging portion of this project were these tying in the under drain for the catch basins. All these crossings have a drainage system in them. Most of them daylight out, because you're working on the railroad property, it's usually higher up, the grade's higher, and usually the under drain just daylights out into a ditch and drains. But we're in such an urban atmosphere here, we had to tie it into this existing 24-inch RCP pipe. So you can see to the left and right of the structure is the 24-inch RCP pipe. We put in 2 new sections there, and then we connected, I don't think we have the plan sheet to show the layout, but we connected these structures to 2 other and tied in the under drain. So it's all contained. Yeah, it's all contained unit. So this is the back, I would say the northeast side, where they are connected. There is some 6-inch under drain that comes out of these. You can probably see the boot a little bit there, but just a drainage system for the crossing. And again, it had to be, this type of, couldn't daylight because there's nowhere for the water to go, except for back into the stormwater system. This is Daryl discussing tying in the grade of the crossing. He's very particular. Or again, telling another deer story.
He's expressive too.
least we don't see him with his hands up. They're flat.
See the tar paper down, so that they can pop that out and put the
Right,
plug
that's
joint
the
in.
wedge.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Here you could see where this is the temporary conditions. While we're waiting for NICOM to come, we will actually pave in, and like Jim said, we put felt in there, so it's an easy break for NICOM to pull the pavement out and then put in their approach material. So we pave it in temporarily just to make it smooth transition for the public, and then once NICOM gets in there, they'll peel that out and put in their product. This is the sidewalk, which is kind of super elevated coming down the hill and then turning around by the car wash there. The guys did a really amazing job with this. You know, it's kind of tricky with the grades, but they tied it in well, and it looks very pleasing to the eye and smooth to walk on.
It did. It looks, I mean, it's like they tortured the thing to stretch it and make it fit.
Yeah, they really, did it good. It seems simple, but there's a lot of thought in.
Oh, you could tell.
Yeah, they definitely take their work seriously. Look at
Nice.
this finish.
Nice looks to it.
Yeah, and we did a monolithic pour with the curb and sidewalk at once, which I like. It's not two separate steps.
Yep.
And this is the guys, I think, Jim, correct me if I'm wrong, this looks like base course. It's
Yeah,
like they're
I
gonna,
agree. Yep, definitely.
yeah, putting in base.
Yeah.
The top looked really good when they were done, but then in comes NICOM or L&D and starts grinding. This project, the Montpelier wanted the recess tape, I guess. So we went along with it. So it's all recessed, glued in. Came out nice. I think once the rain washes off all the dust, it'll look even more. This is a good picture of the sidewalk. Up to the right was a super elevated portion. This portion goes across the car wash, and then the detectable warning plates across the crossing, and then it connects. So they have a connected crossing sidewalk
Right.
now.
Tied it
Yep.
in. Yep.
Yep, it's a good improvement, I think, for sure.
Yep. Looks like scuff marks on the curb already. It might have been us too.
I think it was somebody
Yeah, I
else.
see
Yeah.
that.
Oh, looks great. Great job.
Yeah, I know it's definitely a team effort. Between the civil, rail, concrete, paving, really well put together crew, and they did an amazing job.
And this is Elm Street in St. Albans back in 2013. Lifting a panel. I think there was like 4 crossings there at that. 4 tracks at that crossing. So
Yeah, that Elm Street crossing is it's still holding up really nice. I drive through there quite a bit.
Yep. So, okay, that's what we got. Austin, I'll turn it back to you. Everyone have a safe day out there. Check your slings when you get back to your trailer, job trailer. Okay.
Yeah, check your slings and chains and all that. Everyone have a safe day. Matt's gonna be gone for the next week, so if you have any safety concerns and whatnot, emergencies, let me know. Matt said he would be checking his emails, but he won't be.
Okay.
They're very prompt. So, if you have questions, let me know. If you could send me an email or a text if you watch this in a group setting. And have a good day.
All right. Take care. Have a safe one.